Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Alliance Tournament 10. I'm Michael Bolton here with Kill 2. We have Nulli Secunda versus Choke Point. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these teams, Kill 2?
All right, Michael Bolton, I'll do that. We have, first of all, choke points handicap themselves a little bit. They're down to 88 points, which is just an effort to hopefully grab some more points in case they sneak out a win. There is a chance they could get through, even though they don't have a win yet in the group. But for the setups, Nulli's brought 3 Nightmares, which is pretty unusual, kind of sticking with Nulli's thing of bringing unusual ships. They've won with Broadswords and with Dominix's so far, and this time Nightmares, supported by a Scimitar and a lot of Assault Frigates. And then the Choke Point team has brought really a Frig team. It's Enyos, Wolves, Daredevils, supported by Oniros, Claymore, Curse, Rapier. So it's kind of a strong support group for these Assault Frigs, which the Assault Frigs have been really strong, but they're really depending on them to get the whole match kind of under control, and we're actually underway.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see who goes for the primary first. Oh, very nice. Smart Bomb. Taking out all the shields on most of the Frigs for the Choke Point team. We see really, finally, primary on the Jaguar for the Nulli Secunda team, but already one of the Daredevils dropping into half armor, about to go into structure, and dead. So what they need to do is close with this Curse. Curse is like the worst thing on the planet for a Nightmare to encounter. You've got the Track Disruptors bonus and the, of course, Cap Warfare from the Curse. Very strong. And then to use the Rapier to sort of like make all the Nulli Secunda frigates catchable. Because they really need to drop these frigates from the Nulli Secunda team and then start working on the Nightmares. Or possibly hit the Scimitar first and then start working on the Nightmares.
So, second Daredevil, ooh, he caught reps there. I wonder if he'll be able to tank it. The Daredevils are the weakest point of the Choke Point side for sure, because they don't have increased resists like the Assault Frigs do. But one thing you could notice from the tactical that was up just a second ago is that all the support for both sides is totally safe, and there's a battle in the middle of the arena. Like the Curse, both logistics are all totally safe right now. As the Nulli Jaguar is going down, so ASB probably ran out of charges. Either that or those damps you see on the Scimitar took effect. But at the same time, a switch to the Enyo. Ooh, the logistics pilot having to work hard for Choke Point, having to hold up the Wolf, and there goes an Enyo.
And drops down.
Wolf close behind.
So that's a weird move. We're seeing some, that's probably a frigate E-War effect on that Jaguar. We're not seeing the Curse's E-War effects on any, or cap effects on anything on the Nulli Secunda team. Like, that's very strange. They need to start dropping at least the Scimitar. They need to start moving towards it to sort of get that, drain the cap on that Scimitar.
Yeah, I was actually looking for that just a second ago to see if the Curse was rotating around the grid to get closer to the Simi, but he's not really, and of course the Simi has a lot of control over that too. Both Daredevils down now, and down for Choke Point. They're in bad shape. They really needed to win the Frig fight, I felt. You know, they needed to make sure the Nightmares were locked down. The Curse was going to help a lot with that, but they needed to be under the Nightmare damage and try to win the battle against the Nulli Assault Frigs. And that was, it was just a tough task to begin with, and it looks like it's not working out for them as they lose another Enyo.
Yeah, and we're not even seeing webs from the Rapier on the Nulli Secunda team. Like, the webs and the Cap Warfare is completely non-existent. They really had to utilize these recons to effectively be able to catch and destroy all the Frigs and then to keep those Nightmares from doing any damage whatsoever while this was going on. The Oniros stamped out, just able to rep the Wolf now, but he's in very dangerous position, at risk of not being able to land his reps if he gets any further from the fight.
You know, you're absolutely right, Michael Bolton. I don't know why there's no webs on anything. It's really strange.
Webs finally on the Scimitar.
Maybe the Rapier is totally focused on the Scimitar, and that's why he wasn't doing anything to the Frigs. But webbing those Assault Frigs seems like it would have been a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing anything. And, he's not damped. He's not jammed. There's no E-War putting any pressure on him. The Curse starting to take damage now for Choke Point as they lost another Wolf as well. So just 3 Frigs left, and then their support squad, which is starting to take damage on that Curse.
There's webs on the Nightmare. I don't understand that at all either. Like, there's no need to web those Nightmares for any reason. You want them going as fast as possible so they track your frigates as poorly as possible.
Well,
but,
they're not shooting Frigs. They're shooting, they're the ones putting damage on the Choke Curse.
Oh, finally they do damage on the Curse. But for a while they were just shooting Frigs. The Frigs were the meat of the Choke Point team. I really think that the Curse and Rapier pilot were probably not doing as best job as they could to try and sort of... They came into this obviously underpointed and at disadvantage, but literally picking that Curse against those 3 Nightmares, the Nightmare is not exactly a ship I love for the tournament, and the Curse is like the counter to a Nightmare with its Tracking Disruptors and Cap Warfare. So like, they've had almost the best setup they could have come. I can't think of a better setup they could have brought against the Nulli Secunda team.
All the Frigs down for Choke Point now, kind of just a matter of Nulli catching up to the cruisers. I don't know, I don't think it's quite as simple as you think. I'm curious, it might be, but you have to, like, there's a situation where the Nightmares in the middle are going to have tracking disruption on them, which shuts them down against, if they say choose to shut them down against the Frigs with tracking speed scripts and the tracking disruptors, then they have optimal to shoot out at the support. And then if they shoot out at the support, they might switch to optimal scripts, at which point they can shoot at the Frigs again. So it's not totally cut and dry. It's not like tracking disruptors mean the Nightmares can't do anything at all the entire fight. It just means that they have to be smart about what they're doing. And it looks like, you know, switching to the Recons gave them trouble, although the Recons are tanking. They're all tackled now. We see the Curse kind of hovering at about half armor. The Rapier and Oneros are both web now. We might end up seeing Nulli switch over to the Oneros if they can't break the tank on any of the other Recons.
Well, right now we're in a position where Nulli wants as many points as possible because they're depending on how the next match goes out, there is a possibility in which Hun, Black Legion, and Nulli all come 2-1 out of the group and it's decided by points who moves on. And right now Nulli is in the worst spot with points. They came full points to this match. They won't receive any handicap points. So even if they were to kill all the ships on the field for choke point, if Black Legion also kills all the ships on the field against Hun Reloaded, then they still do not advance. So leaving these ships on the field is like absolutely terrible for Nulli Secunda and could spell doom for them depending on the outcome of the next match.
To give a little more credit to your messy piloting idea, although you were talking about choke point, I'm going to talk about Nulli now. Their Nightmares are all shooting different targets. One Nightmare is shooting a Curse. The Newts are spread between the choke Curse and the choke Oneros, and 2 of the Nightmares are shooting the Rapier. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know, the ranges didn't look different enough that they should be shooting different targets. I think they probably could have killed something a lot faster if they just would have focused, but you know, it doesn't matter too much at this point, I guess, so whatever.
Well, I think they are probably going to wipe this field. They have so many frigates left that they're going to tackle everything, and the DPS is enough that the Oneros and Claymore are certainly going to go down. If Black Legion wins their match next round, or Hun wins their match, if Black Legion wins the match with full points or Hun wins the match, then it comes down to points. So we have the potential of Hun coming out 3-0 if they win next match. They're guaranteed in. That leaves Nulli 2-1 and Black Legion 1-2.
No, that would be Black Legion 1-2 and Nulli would get through.
Yeah, Nulli would get through.
Right.
Correct. And then we have the top. So if Black Legion wins but doesn't wipe the field, then there's a potential for Nulli to make it through on points because right now they have 112 and Black Legion has 139. So this is going to come down to some severe math.
Let's not try to do it right now.
Advanced math, player versus player combat.
We'll let Ravy do it. But the Claymore's going down. There he goes. So a strong victory for Nulli, again winning with untraditional ships. Starting with that advantage for points maybe made it a little bit easier. But anyway, we'll send you back to the dudes in the studio, and we'll see you back here for Hun versus Black Legion, which should be a pretty good one in a few minutes.
Yep.